Warriors hard. He's not trying to just coach hard the last 9, 10, 11, 12 men on
the scene opens up. Oracle Arena is filled to the brim with fans. The air is electric and the intensity is crushing. On one side, the Golden State Warriors emerge, arguably the greatest team in NBA history, a team that would dominate the league for back-to-back years. On the other end, the universe's best mercenary team emerges to prove to the Emperor their strength and loyalty. In this 7-game series, who would come out on top? Before we begin, I'd like to thank you guys for the support on the last video. It means a lot to me since I haven't been active in some time. Anyways, I was starting to storyboard another video when this idea appeared to me in a dream. With the recent resurgence of the Ginyu Force, what if we paired them against another of the greatest teams in history? Would the Ginyu Force be able to take on the 2017-2018 Golden State Warriors? Let's find out. To begin this analysis, I think it would be best to assign the Ginyu Force to their role in the NBA. The roster includes Frieza as coach, Ginyu, Birder, Guldo, Jace, and Raccoon, with Zarbon, Dodoria, and Kui coming off the bench. Frieza as coach leads an 8-man rotation for the Frieza Force, having a dominant winning season of 68-14, giving them the best record in the league, beating the Golden State Warriors by just 1 game. With his strict leadership, they easily conquered the playoffs, dropping 1 game to a kid from Akron and meeting the Warriors in the NBA Finals. Captain Ginyu is the leader of the team and the team's small forward. The captain's got a very diverse move pool, but what he really brings to the table is his leadership skills. He can move the ball around better than most players in the league, but he's most similar to Steve Nash, who makes everyone on his team play better. If the captain really feels in the pocket, though, he could always body change and do some shenanigans with that as well. Next would be the second in command, the red magma of the Ginyu Force, Jace. Jace is most similar to Ginyu, where he can really enhance everyone around him. Him and Birder are in talks for one of the best duos in the league at the moment, being compared to the likes of Shaq and Kobe. Jace and Birder's pick and roll, dubbed the Purple Comet, is nearly unstoppable and a go-to in a tight spot. Though he can play by himself as well, his crusher ball three-pointer is a near guaranteed bucket and his mid-range is no joke either. Jace will be covering the shooting guard position. Following Jace would be his other half, Birder. Covering the power forward position, standing at a staggering 8'3", is the fastest in the universe. Ironically, Birder may be the single greatest player on the team and the league with a combination of his agility, height, and teamwork. His fast break has not been stopped, and nobody can bring the ball up the court faster. People are comparing him to D. Wade, Russell Westbrook, and D. Rose for his raw agility and athleticism. Mind you, he's doing all this at 8'3", by the way. These feats have led him to leading his team in scoring with 28.3 points, 8.8 assists, and 12.9 rebounds, giving him second in MVP voting, barely losing to the aforementioned Russell Westbrook by 2 first-place votes. The center and most aggressive member on the team is Raccoon. Standing at 7'7", weighing roughly 400 pounds, his impact in the paint is devastating. Raccoon's dunks have been comparable to Vince Carter and Blake Griffin's with the amount of ferocity they have in them, leading many people to speculate if he should have chosen a career in the WWE rather than the NBA. Getting the NBA Defensive Player of the Year with an insane 22.7 rebounds per game. Last but certainly not least is Guldo, at the point guard position. He may be a little undersized for the league, but his technique and skill with the ball allow him to get past nearly anyone. When the season ended, many players were shocked that Guldo led the league in steals per game with 2.52 steals per game, close to the NBA record. With his time stop abilities and speed, he's a ferocious player on offense and defense. Coming off the bench, however, is Zarbon as a backup small forward, Dodoria as a backup power forward, and Kui as a backup guard. With our starting 5 and bench identified, how will they match up against one of the greatest teams in NBA history? Let's find out. In Game 1, the lights were too bright for the newly implemented Ginyu Force. The team were unprepared for the Rorocos atmosphere and the insane playmaking of the Warriors. Steph Curry was frying Guldo on offense, dropping 37 points on the night, with Klay giving Ginyu issues with 29 of his own. By the time the Ginyu Force got the momentum back, it was already far too late, letting the Warriors win 123-97, taking Game 1. In Game 2, the Ginyu Force started out really hot, leading the first half by 10, smothering Curry on defense, and Birder put Kevin Durant on skates during the third. However, during the fourth period, the Warriors' unexpected hero Sean Livingston dropped 10 in one quarter and hit the game winner over Jace, letting the Golden State Warriors go up 2-0. Game 3 was an absolute slaughter for the cocky Warriors. Ginyu commanded his team flawlessly, but the real MVP was Birder, who dropped the most efficient and career-high 57 points. Jace really went under the radar this game, dropping 15 assists to aid the Ginyu Force in their commanding victory. The score was 138 to 111, making the series 2-1. Game 4 was a Raccoon masterclass alongside Birder. The small ball lineup of the Golden State Warriors couldn't stop the lob threat and were absolutely demolished. Raccoon and Birder dropped 37 and 29 respectively, while Ginyu and Jace played more supportive roles. The game was still rather close to the end once Golden State slowed down the big duo on offense, but in the end, Ginyu Force took the game 4, tying the series. Keeping the momentum going, the Ginyu Force battled with Golden State, going bucket for bucket with them. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were matching the duo of Jace and Birder quite well. Going into the fourth quarter, Golden State led by 8 points, but the lead was slowly cut down by a surprise pick-and-roll threat from Goldo and Kui off the bench. During the last 10 seconds, the Warriors led by 2, but with a terrible turnover from Kevin Durant, Birder brought the ball up the floor and passed out to Captain Ginyu for a game-winning 3, leading the mercenaries to 3 straight and 1 away from the chip in their first year. On the edge of defeat, and legacy on the line for both KD and Curry, the two decided to bring the series back. Kevin Durant was unstoppable this game, making up for his last game's failures. He was putting Birder and Ginyu on skates, getting through them with ease, dropping 48 points in 37 minutes. Curry dropped a calm double-double with 29 points and 13 assists, and Klay Thompson bullied Jace, bringing the team synergy to a halt. Zarban and the Warriors' collective 39 points were not enough to take down the giant in front of them. The Warriors take a commanding victory with 118 to 109, tying up the series.
The best 2 words in sports. Game 7.
Taking it sometimes when you're not doing your job is one of the great attributes of a champion.
And that's why the Popovich...
Were the lights too bright for the new Ginyu Force, or will they bring it all home for their Emperor? The Ginyu Force played all 48 minutes tonight, pushing themselves to limit to surpass the super team in front of them. Birder and Kevin Durant were matched up perfectly against each other. Ginyu was hounding Klay Thompson on offense, dropping 32 in the first half alone. Raccoon and Draymond were nearly fist-fighting on the defense for rebounds and steals. Jace and Iguodala were the icing on the cake of an already historic game. But there was a problem. With Gildo playing all 48 minutes, he was unable to catch his breath, rendering his time stop useless. The Warriors capitalized on this flaw in Frieza's offensive plan. In the 47th minute, the score was tied at 127 to 127. Birder attempted a fast break at the 11-second mark, a fast break that's never been stopped before. But Kevin Durant, during the most important moment of his life, gets the perfect chase down block, swinging it out to Curry. Curry being doubled by Goldo and Ginyu with the timer ticking down on the most important shot of his life. Does he pull the shot? He doesn't. He passes out to Iguodala. Fate of the universe on the line. Lord Frieza has the death beam pointed at Earth. He makes the shot, leading the Warriors to win a 130 to 127 over the monstrous Force. Frieza was obviously irritated by this loss, but was surprisingly understanding of his Force's shortcomings. The Ginyu Force returned to base not disheartened, but reinvigorated by their new rivals.
Oh, yeah, my whole life is changed since you came in. I knew back then you were that special. I'm so in love, so deep in love, that you came into my life. You are so sweet, no one compete, and you get into the light. You blind me with your love, with you I have no sun.